So you're thinking of selling your home, and one of the biggest questions, or the number one question that we always get asked when we've been called into a property is, Chris, what do you think our home is worth? And it's a great question, and it's a great debate between agents. It's a great debate between your neighbours. It's a great debate between the buyers as well too, because you always have to understand, sellers want here, the agent probably thinks it sits here, and the buyers, they want to pay here. So how do you maximise your absolute sale price when you do decide to go to market? And how do you work out what your home is actually really worth? Because look, it is a true statement. Your home really is only worth what someone is prepared to pay for it. But the biggest thing, if you can put multiple people into competition, then you will certainly increase your sale price. And there's pros and cons on pricing a home, and there's pros and cons with not pricing a home. So you need to really look at the best way to do it is look at your property or look at your campaign through the eyes of a buyer. How do you react? What are your behaviors when you're online searching? Because I know when I talk to a lot of sellers that are actually buyers, they go, Chris, we bypass properties that don't have a price on it. You know, they see this word contact agent, for sale, or by tender, auction, initiate sale. There's all these fancy words for no pricing. At the end of the day, it's just no price. And there's pros and cons to it. And then there is pros and cons to actually pricing your home. What if you price your home too high? Your home's just going to stay on the market. You then spend longer time on the market, and you end up actually dropping below what you probably potentially could have done if you price your home bang on right from the word go. So let's talk about no pricing. Auctions, no price. For sale by tender, no price. Initiate sale, fixed date sale, like there's all these fancy words, right? So really, let's get down to it. Basically, there's a couple of reasons why there is no price. So the first one is generally the agent has no idea, that they don't know. Normally the seller is well above expectations, and the agent they don't really have the balls to tell the owner and have that honest conversation, which could save both of them a lot of time and money as well too. But also it is a strategy in order to increase your sale price. So there's many homes that I pre-launched to the market without a price. You know, there was one that we did last week. We pre-launched it. Now, we spoke to the seller. We were going to do an offers over campaign with a price, but because we drummed up so much business prior, we made the decision, myself and my buyers manager, when we launched it, to actually remove the price, run the open home that night, collect some feedback, and we were absolutely spot on. And that was just through experience. But we knew our buyers, so we could then pretty much tell our owners the best way forward, and they trusted us, and it worked. And we actually ended up selling the home for $12,000 over where we were actually going to price it. So we were sort of glad that we didn't price it and really give the buyers that upper hand. But in many cases, most sellers don't have that luxury of multiple offers or 8 buyers lining up ready to buy that one property. So my suggestion generally is always go to the market with a price. I think it's a much quicker selling time without a price. You then can really sort of feed and read the feedback from your buyers, because let's just say your home's worth $650 and you put $699 on it. You're probably going to get a couple of people through, but you're probably potentially going to miss your best buyer. Now, your best buyer might have paid $660 but has seen it at $699. And buyers nowadays, they don't have the time. They don't, that whole myth that, come in 10% lower and stuff like that. Doesn't happen anymore. You actually need to price your home absolutely bang on for the market. And now how do you do that? It's really simple. It's like anything. It's research. It is you, the homeowner, going out, looking at open homes. Go to your marketplace where you're living and go to the open homes on the weekends. Now pick the ones that you think are similar to your home and around pricing. Look on the real estate portals in the sold section. Good agents will display the sold price, okay? Some agents hide the sold price, which I don't get. I don't understand that, because you can still go onto many other apps and still find the information. We like to give all the information so buyers and sellers, they can actually really then make an educated decision. But if you are a seller and you're tossing up no price, what's the best way? Have a look at your marketplace, because I'm not here to say that no price is the best way or price is the best way, because every home and every marketplace is completely different. But you need to make sure that you're well researched and that your agent is very well experienced in that marketplace as well too. We often see a lot of agents that come from out of area into a particular suburb, so to speak, and they're from 20 kilometers away. and it might be their friend or it might be a rental, and they've completely priced it so wrong because they don't understand the buyers in that marketplace. So if you are a seller, it's quite important that it does come down to choosing the right agent, of course, but it really does come down to you, what you're prepared to accept for the home, how much work has the home, or how much work does the home need. You would have seen in a previous video how we talked about, doing paint, carpet, staging your property is pretty much the way to get your home sold first week for a record price. Like, it is a no-brainer, but if you can't do those sort of things, then presentation still has to be 100% from the outside to the inside to the backyard. These buyers are super, super picky. Now, when in that last video, what I spoke about was how picky they were about the condition of the property or the way it looked or which way it was facing and stuff like that. Buyers are super picky when it comes to price. Okay, so like I said, if you have a property at $699 and their budget's $650, they're not even going to come and look at your property. Okay, so it's really good ways to look, and you can get feedback from this from your reports. You should be getting vendor reports from your real estate agent with the hit counter from realestate.com, Domain, the two major website portals, and they give you all the stats. You know how many people are looking at, what sort of photos, how many floor plans, how many videos, virtual tours, street map, tells you everything. So you can sort of really work it out. But the best way is getting buyers through the property. So the more buyers you can get through, the more buyers, the feedback that you can actually collect. And there's one thing that you should be telling your real estate agent. If you are on the market, and our number one criticism that we generally find with most sellers is, Chris, we've had no feedback. Like, I come into a lot of properties second. They've been on the market with another agent, can't sell, they get recommended to us. We come through, we have a really honest conversation with them, and we price it accordingly. Okay, and I'm like, well, what sort of feedback did you have? Chris, well, we never really got any feedback. And I said, well, did you get any offers? No offers, nothing like that. And I'm like, okay, so it makes it a little bit tricky. But when you're receiving offers, that's sort of gauging where your home's probably going to sit. Remember, you are the homeowner. You're emotionally attached to this property. Your blood, your sweat, your tears, your money has gone into this home. So you are going to think that your home is worth more. But a buyer is the one that is prepared to pay. And it's only worth what someone's prepared to pay. The biggest thing is just drawing competition. That's how you can increase your sale price. Okay, so what I always say to our buyers, and my buyers manager also asks this same question to all of our buyers: at what level would you buy the home for? So if a buyer has, let's say again, we're on the market at $699,000 and the buyers come through, how does the home feel? Look, Chris, we feel that the bedrooms are a bit too small. It's really not in the position close to the school, stuff like this. And there's things that not 100% suits that buyer. Would you like to make an offer? No, we wouldn't. Okay. And that's how most agents get feedback. That's not pricing feedback. That's not working out, because I guarantee if that home was cheap enough, that buyer would buy that home. Now, if it was worth $699,000 and I said to that buyer, look, you could buy this home for $500,000 today, would you buy it? They'd jump all over it. Like, there's always a limit. What you need to do as a real estate agent, and you need as a seller, you need to ask your real estate agent, find out at what level will every single buyer purchase the home for, because they will always give you a price. Now, it might be a super ridiculously low price, and that's fine, that's cool. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna get some of those smart asses, those typical buyers. But what you're trying to do is sort of really gauge. But the best way is to get offers. The best way to get offers is to draw competition between buyers. The best way to draw as many buyers into your property is presentation and pricing it right. Whether you know price or price, make sure your strategy is absolutely spot on. Thanks for asking the question. This is Chris Gilmore from All Properties Group. Thanks for watching.